Hey up. It's Tuesday, 3rd of June, 1946. And I'm a funeral director in Sheffield, if you didn't know. I'm in funeral home at the minute. I'm just waiting for a mate to come. Fez. Fez does repatriation and goes all over country. He's a genuinely nice guy. Haven't been friends with him for long enough. This is a parcel that's come for Governor. Amazon's just brought it. They bring all sorts, they're right good. I've only just learned how to do Amazon, by the way, and I love it. It's my favourite thing. Truck's there today outside, just to show you I'm at funeral home. That's my truck. And this is what our care centre looks like at 7:15 at night. Well, today I did a funeral for a lady called Diane. We've done a couple of funerals, but I'm going to talk about Diane. Diane Burkel. I met Diane through her husband, Stuart. And I met Stuart Burkel through a guy called John Burkel. Just give me a second, I'll show you something. I talk about Stuart Burkel and not many people know him. And I talk about Diane Burkel and not many people know her. But without them two, this guy, I don't know if you can see him. That's John Burkel, the man with pram. This is his book. We've got loads of his book, but we've got 4 left, that's all we've got left. I don't know how much they are actually. £9, £9.99. And every penny goes to Macmillan Cancer Support. I'm gutted because John come in yesterday and he'd seen that we got these 4 books. And he says, oh, have I signed them? And I says, no, they're worth more if I don't sign them, I've been told. So John Burkel, actually yesterday, signed it. He signed all these 4 books. Once we've sold these, that's it, there's no more books. This will last what he's done. But every penny of that £10 goes to Macmillan Cancer Support. And I'm sorry that each one of these have now been signed by him. Defecated, is it? What do you call it? Desiccated, when somebody's wrote on them. So he'd seen them on reception and he says, oh, I'll sign them while I'm here. And I thought, oh, fuck, they'll not be worth no now. Anyway, they probably are worth more because he's a legend. But we all know that, and I'm not talking about John. I'm talking about his daughter-in-law, who I got to know through John. Because we are Diane and a guy called Stuart. This guy won't be doing Great North Run. He wouldn't have raised over £1 million because they've took him all over country in their car and dropped him off up in Newcastle at 2 o'clock in the morning for him to get to Great North Run event. She never moaned about it at all. She just went along with it because it was for her father-in-law. Diane sadly passed away a couple of weeks ago. And I was contacted by her husband, Stuart. And he says, we want you to look after Diane for us, Mick. And I was blown away, I was honoured, seriously. Although Diane's been in here and we've stood and spoke, and when I got trolled on social media, Diane was one of them who came and says, ignore them. Totally and utterly ignore them. Jealous to death, the lot of them, Michael. Jealous to death. She was mortified, absolutely mortified, Diane and Stuart, that another funeral director had joined in an hate group. They just couldn't believe it. There were speakers and celebrants jumped on bandwagon, and they couldn't believe it. So none of them did the sense any favour, really, with Diane. None of them. She kept me going, to be truthful with you. She gave me hope. And she says, everybody knows it's a load of crap. Everybody knows that they joll us to death. Everybody knows that none of them's successful. When I met Stuart and his son, Daniel, last week, they said, we wanted to have a good service, Mick. That's all we want. And I remember saying to him, you'll make sure she has a good service, not me. I'm just undertaker. Today, Diane's service blew me away. From stories that I heard while I were in service, to the amount of people that turned up, that took time out to attend service, it was overwhelming. People meeting and greeting John, and he didn't have his green hair. He just went as John Burkel, because it weren't about John today. When I was outside crematorium at City Road, which I do, and I thought, I observe people a lot of the time. You don't have to say much, do you? Sometimes it's wiser to keep quiet and just watch. And I was watching everybody coming out and shaking John's hand and shaking Stuart's hand and Daniel. And so many times I heard people say, let's keep in touch. Let's keep in touch. And I felt like saying, remember them words. On quite a few occasions, I almost broke protocol and actually pulled somebody up and said, remember what you've just said, you'll keep in touch. Because tonight, it's nearly 8 o'clock. Stuart Burkel will probably be in house. And life will never, ever, ever be the same for that guy. Never. But all them people who shook his hand today and says what a lovely service it were, and let's keep in touch. I just wish they would. Because I know, and a lot of other people know, them words mean nothing. They're a bit like sorry. Means no, does it? Words are easy to say. Words mean nothing unless actions back it up. My heart today don't go out to Diane because she's not in pain. She's not suffering. She's at a better place. My heart goes out to a guy called Stuart Burkel, who I'm so honoured and proud to say he's my mate. I know everybody knows John, his dad, but it's not about John. My heart goes out to Stuart because tonight he can sit back and think, we did you proud, love. And they did. And every one of them people who turned up did Diane Burkel proud today. And they should be proud. They took time out of their busy lives to attend a service for a lady who would have gone out of her way for anybody. She would give anybody anything. She was just a lovely, lovely, genuine lady. She called a spade a spade. She said it as it were. My world will be darker from today onwards, without a doubt. Just that little message every now and again that I'd get off her. meant so much. But I hope that everybody who did a proud today continue to do a proud by keeping in touch with Stuart. Because it's now that he's going to need that support and that help and that keeping in touch. And that's what most people don't think after a funeral. They just go about their business. Their life carries on. Family, their lives have changed forever. And it'll take time for Stuart. It'll take days and weeks and months and years and years and years. No one will ever be the same. Yeah, he'll learn to cope as time goes by. We never forget, we learn to cope. As each day goes by, we cope a little bit better. It's hardly noticeable at first. But eventually, we learn to cope when we've lost somebody. But how we can make a difference, a proper difference. Everybody utters them words. Let's keep in touch, shall we? Yeah, let's keep in touch. We'll have to go out for a drink. Yeah, we'll keep in touch. Don't say it if you don't mean it. And if you do say it at a funeral, and you're at one of my funerals, don't be surprised if you don't hear me say, do you mean them words? Let's keep in touch. Because if you don't say them. Because families cling on to things like that. It matters. What does it hurt just to make a phone call and say how you're going on? What does it hurt just to send a text and say, just let you know I'm thinking about you, is all I can do. Diane were an absolute and utter diamond. I were at my lowest point of life when she came in here. And she just says, ignore lot of them, Mick. Ignore lot of them. They're trolls. They're disgusting. And that funeral director, what was spouting off, and his wife are disgusting. And I thought, you know what, she's right. She's 100% right. When Diane found out that I'd attempted to take my own life, I feel a bit uncomfortable saying that, did you notice? She was straight there. Straight there. And Stuart. It's people like that who put the great into Great Britain, who support everybody else. But now Stuart Burkel and Daniel need that support, what they've given other people. Crap. So I'm not really ranting because it's not really appropriate to rant about a funeral. But if you have said to somebody at a funeral, let's keep in touch, and you're watching this, and you aren't kept in touch, well, you can hang your head in shame, can't you? Because one day you'll be at that front. We all get a chance to sit on front row. We all get a chance to do it. Don't worry at a funeral because you might be sat 5 rows back, 6 rows back. You might be sat right at back. But one day, you'll be sat on that front row at crematorium or in church. And people will file past you as you're leaving. And they'll shake your hand. And they'll say it was a lovely service. And we'll keep in touch. I wonder if they will. Because let me tell you something. 99.9% of people who said them words, it means nothing. it means nothing. It's just something easy to say, isn't it? Let's keep in touch. But why say it? If you don't mean it, why say it? As I was leaving Stuart's house night I did arrangement, he shook my hand and he looked me straight in the face and says, just want to give a good send-off, Mick. Well, Stuart, if you're watching this, you did. You, your son, your dad, he did her a good send-off, John, because he didn't say too much. I was worried to death because I thought when he stands up, that's the end of it. We'll lose it. Be up there all day. Can't get him to sit down. But he didn't, which is a good thing. He kept to his time. Lisa Scott, Lisa Livesey, she did a good service, personal. Every one of them in them pews did Diane proud today. Not me, not my team, we're just undertakers. That's what we do. We don't make funerals good. Friends make a funeral. People attending service make the funeral good. That's what makes a funeral special. So everybody who's attended Diane Burkel's funeral today, I'd like to say thanks. Because when we turned that corner in our old hearse, I was stunned. I was absolutely stunned. But I shouldn't have been, because what a woman. What a bloody woman. And then you've got scum, who's never done naught for anybody, who will go on social media and slate people and rip people to pieces. And they always seem to be all right, don't they? But I believe in karma. I think we all get what we deserve. One way or another, you pay as you go in this life. And some good comes out of some bad. I was trolled on social media by vermin, my own family included. And Cheryl's son and ex-husband was slating me. Darren Littletail, I think they call him Littletail anyway. That's why they all go like that. Anyway, Darren Widdowson, aka Littletail, he was slating me on social media. And Diane come here and said, you know what? I've seen what they've been saying, Michael. Rise above it. Rise above it, Mick. What a woman. Amazing. I was chosen to look after an absolute diamond today. A lady who I will... Yeah, I'll miss her. But I'm going to make Stuart a promise, because I haven't said it to him. But I will keep in touch. Might not be every week, it might be once a fortnight. But I'll keep in touch. Give him a call, see how they're going on, how they're keeping. Because I believe that Diane's around, and I think she'll remember and she'll say, true to his word, that one. If I've wasted too much of your time, I'm sorry. But I just wanted to say something today about Diane. Unreal. Have a fantastic night. And thanks for liking. If you do like it, if you don't like, I'm not bothered. And thanks for leaving me a comment. And if you don't leave me a comment, I'm not bothered. And if you subscribe, you subscribe. And if you don't subscribe, I'm not bothered. It's just one of them things, isn't it? So I'll post this on YouTube first. Then I'll post it on TikTok. But thanks for listening to me. Undertaker ranting on. Next time you say, let's keep in touch. Try and keep that promise, because it matters. Right, I'm going. Wonder where Fez is. Should have been here with her. Have a good night. Look after yourselves. Isn't it lovely? It's how a funeral director should look, isn't it? It's how you imagine the funeral home looking when you think about it. I know this coffin's there, but a bit like going at Baker's, isn't it? And seeing bread in window, nobody would moan about that. You go to an undertaker's, you're going to see fingers. By the way, these are them books from him. If you want one, I'm not saving these. They're on our reception. These books are here on our reception. So there's 4 left. And that's 40 quid that will go to Mike Millen. Sheffield's Madman Whip Pram. That's where she is now. Free. Free as a bird. Look after your sons. Be good. Ta-ra.